Hi, T.O.T. Carlson here, and Kino Lorber continues to deliver when it comes to classic war films. We just got a reissue of another one, that being The Devil's Brigade, starring William Holden, Cliff Robertson, and an ensemble cast of others. I'm going to unbox this release and share my opinion. Nice cover art there. Here's our spine text. This did not come with a slip cover, by the way, just throwing that out there. Back cover. Inside, again, is just plain. I really wish they'd thrown some images on the back of that paper sleeve for the cover. I'll read the description of the movie as follows. There were misfits, rebels, and heroes. Screen legend William Holden stars in this riveting World War II saga based on the true story of the 1st Special Service, capturing the drama of combat with outstanding cinematography and an exceptionally strong cast. The Devil's Brigade is a thrilling tribute to this renowned fighting unit. Lieutenant Colonel Robert T. Frederick takes on the daunting task of melding a renegade group of American and Canadian recruits into a crack team of commando warriors. Frederick's superiors doubt the rookies until Frederick volunteers them for a perilous attack on a Nazi stronghold in the mountains. His men will be outnumbered and outgunned, but that's a fair fight to the Devil's Brigade. Action veteran Andrew V. McLaughlin, I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, directed this top-notch adventure yarn, also starring Cliff Robertson, Vince Edwards, Richard Jackal, Carol O'Connor, Dana Andrews, Michael Rennie, and Harry Carey Jr. There are a ton of World War II movies. That's no secret. And The Devil's Brigade is actually a pretty solid one, certainly rooted in the tradition of classic war movies, but also throwing in the interesting twist of having a lot of misfits and criminals that are forcibly drafted into the conflict. This movie was largely forgotten because it came out not too long after The Dirty Dozen, which actually had a pretty similar premise. Whereas that movie reflected a lot of the Vietnam War era counterculture politics of the time, despite its World War II setting. The Devil's Brigade is much more of a classic World War II style movie, although it certainly had its share of misfits and interesting characters despite that. The cast is absolutely phenomenal. William Holden is great in just about everything he's in. I'm actually in a Film Critics Society out here in Las Vegas, and the Lifetime Achievement Award that they give out every year is actually called the William Holden Award. So, just goes to show how revered this guy is and how respected. One of his subordinates and commander of a lesser group of Canadian men in the film is portrayed by Cliff Robertson. Robertson, another great and very underrated actor. Younger audiences probably know him best for playing the role of Uncle Ben in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. So that's a man that's certainly got around. The rest of the cast is rounded out by a lot of lesser, minor characters, including a part played by Richard Dawson, who of course later became the host of the television series Family Feud, and Carol O'Connor playing one of the commanding officers. O'Connor would forever be immortalized a few years later for playing the ever grouchy and hilarious Archie Bunker on TV in the show All in the Family. There are some great war scenes, although the movie does take its time before it really gets to the wartime action. We do spend a lot of time on the home front, seeing these characters just absolutely hating each other, making trouble, making their commanding officers regret ever having this idea. But then you start to see the Canadians and the Americans who initially hate each other start to bond and fight for one another. So when they finally do go to war, it's all that more of a promising payoff. The movie does have its share of tragedies, but at the same time, I am happy to say that the outcome of the film does feel deserved and appropriate. And that's a lot better than those movies that go for the obligatory happy endings. So how does The Devil's Brigade look for its Blu-ray release here? I don't know if there were any prior releases of this on Blu-ray prior to Kino Lorber's release here. Comment down below if you know the answer to that, because I'm not sure. The picture quality here is certainly passable. There is a lot of minor print damage throughout. Not an amount that would make you not want to pick up the disc, but it's certainly noticeable in places. Shots that have subtitles inserted into them, like when the Germans are speaking German, those look a lot softer and of a lower grade. A lot of times when it comes to inserting optical titles and special effects, the picture quality takes a hit, and that's no exception here. But overall, I would say the package looks pretty good. Sadly, the only bonus feature that we get on here is it's a trailer for the film. There are also some trailers for some other Kino Lorber releases. And overall, I would have to say, if you're a fan of the movie, this is certainly worth picking up. Certainly not the greatest war movie ever made by any means, but There are worse ways that you could kill 2 hours. Any fan of classic war movies, I think, should pick this one up. Are you a fan of The Devil's Brigade? Is it one of your favorite war movies? Did you pick up this release from Kino yet? Comment down below and let me know what you think. Also, remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, because I'm always posting new videos. And make sure you give this one a like if you found it helpful. I'm Taylor T. Carlson. I'll see you next time.